This morning I read something on LinkedIn which completely shocked me. It was advice by a professional business coach on how to motivate yourself to make your business a success. To be totally honest, it was the worst business advice I've ever read in my life. In fact, I thought it was so bad I felt compelled to make this film to put the record straight. So how do you motivate yourself to make your business a success? Keep watching and I'll tell you. My name's Darren Bugg and I've been running businesses for over 20 years. In fact, I've been working in business for 35 years, and for the last 4 years I've also been lecturing in business studies on a part-time basis at several different universities. So I do know a thing or two about business. And I also know that most business coaches and business mentors are complete charlatans. Now, I know that's a sweeping statement, and I realise that some of them are good people, but in my experience, and I have a lot of experience, most people who set themselves up as business coaches haven't got a clue. In fact, they're worse than useless, because often they give really bad advice, and you'd be better off having no advice at all than having bad advice. So, this morning on LinkedIn, I had a look at my feed of all the hundreds of different messages coming through, and I found one from a business coach, somebody who has been a coach for many years, and he was suggesting that the best way that you can motivate yourself to be successful in business was to buy an expensive car right at the very start when you set up your business. And the theory behind this is that if you buy an expensive car, then you'll be in a lot of debt, and that will focus your mind and make you more successful, because you'll have to be successful to pay for the car. Now, this in theory might sound like a good idea, and it'll sound really tempting, because who doesn't want a lovely, nice new car? But it doesn't work like that. So I'm going to explain why this is such awful business advice, but I'm also going to explain what you really should do if you want to motivate yourself to make your business a success. It's really easy, it's really simple, just one simple rule. Keep watching and I'll explain what that rule is, and I'll explain why buying a car to make yourself successful will actually have the exact opposite effect. The problem with a lot of business coaches is they tell you what they think is the right answer, but it's not based on science. So I want to give you a bit of science about what actually motivates people to be successful in any aspect of life. And the information I'm going to give you now could be applied to anything. I talk about business. My channel is about business, but this could apply to absolutely any aspect of your life. What is it that makes you feel rewarded? What is it that makes you want to actually be motivated to do the things that will make you successful? Well, the scientific answer is dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that's made in your brain, and it's part of the flight or fight mechanism. But it has lots of other purposes as well. It's part of the whole reward center in your brain. When you do something that makes you feel good, dopamine gets released by your brain, and that makes you feel good. That obviously is the very simple basics of it. I'm not a scientist, I'm a marketing expert. I have a master's degree in marketing. I teach business. I'm not a neuroscientist, but it doesn't take a neuroscientist to have heard of dopamine and to know about it. Dopamine gets released in your brain when something good happens, but this is the really important part. Dopamine is often known as the feel-good hormone, and as human beings, our brains are hardwired to seek out dopamine, to get as much dopamine as we can. That's why we've survived for so long as a species. That is why the human race is so successful. Our brains are hardwired to get dopamine, and we get dopamine from pleasurable actions that come as a result of something we've done. So if you want to be successful in business, what you have to do is make sure you're getting plenty of dopamine into your brain. But, and this is the really important thing, you need the dopamine to be released after you've carried out a particular activity. So the obvious thing about all of this is, if you're going to buy a car, don't buy it before you become successful. Buy it after you've become successful, because buying a new car is actually probably a really good thing to do if you want to motivate yourself. And there are many other things you can do, but do it after you've had some kind of success. And it works even better if you reward yourself all the time on a regular basis for any success, but lots of little rewards rather than one big reward. Because the problem with big rewards is the dopamine that's released doesn't last that long. And I'm sure you've experienced it yourself. You'll buy a new car and you'll feel very happy for a few weeks, but after that, the dopamine's gone and it doesn't seem as exciting. So if you really want to motivate yourself in business to be more successful, to work harder, to get the sales and to do what needs to be done to make your business a success, then you need to be getting that dopamine on a regular basis. So lots of little rewards are better than one big reward. And I'm not saying don't buy a nice car. I've done it myself. I did it after my business became successful. But what's more important is to have lots of little rewards, lots of little things. It can be something as small as once a week at the end of the week, if you've had a good sales week, or if you've won a new client, or if you've done a piece of work very successfully, then give yourself a little reward. Go out and buy that handbag that you're looking for, or go out and book a holiday, or just do something smaller. Buying one big major item will only give you motivation for a small amount of time. So the two main rules about rewarding yourself for success: firstly, don't do it until you've had the success. Do not reward yourself until after the success. And secondly, lots of smaller rewards are better than one big reward, although obviously a big reward is quite nice as well. My name's Darren Bugg. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. And until next time, I hope you're very successful in business, and just keep away from those business coaches because they do more harm than good.